Hi, and welcome to another Developer Academy Tech Tips. Now today I'm going to talk about React and Bootstrap. Now we've already been through and looked at React, and if you can't remember how to set up a React app for the first time, I've put that in a previous video. Now what we're going to do is build on top of that today with Bootstrap. Now Bootstrap is a nice little package of CSS, so basically that allows you to very quickly and easily style your website so it looks very good. There are some limitations, of course. In order to get a very particular look, it can be a little bit difficult with Bootstrap because it's overriding a lot of the default styles and that kind of thing. But for us to get started and actually just get something that looks quite good and the UX looks and works well is actually a very good thing. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to show you here is this is a default created React app. So it's got all the default styling in and everything, and that's it. Now, what we need to do first of all is we need to actually install Bootstrap. So I'm going to use npm install. I'm going to say Bootstrap. Now, what's going to happen in the background here is the Bootstrap CSS files, icons, and everything are all going to be downloaded and imported into our project. So I'm just going to wait for that to happen. Great. Now, what that's done, if I just scroll up here. This is the node modules folder. So you've got public SRC, you've got node modules. And if we just look down here, we should be able to find Bootstrap. There it is. And within that, you've got CSS and JavaScript files, distribution files, etc. So you can see that all Bootstrap is now in our project. In order to use it, I'm just going to very quickly just tweak our index file. So here, I'm going to import. I'm going to import Bootstrap. And you can see it's detected it, so I'm just going to tab through this. Bootstrap.css. Okay, I'm going to save that. Actually, what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to remove the default styles there. I'm also just going to get rid of all this stuff here that we won't need in our app. I'm just going to say hello world. And I'm just going to get rid of the logo too, because we don't need that anymore. In fact, we don't even need the app CSS anymore. We certainly don't need that. Okay, so we stripped it right back now. It's very simply. Okay, so I'm just going to save everything. All right. Okay, now let's have a look and see how that looks. So, be upstairs. And there we go. Now you can see there is already some styling on this because it's not in a bad font at all. That's because Bootstrap's already picked up what's going on there. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of show you how all this fits together, is I'm just going to put in some of the sample code from Bootstrap's website. Now this is a navigation bar. It won't look perfect because we're just copying and pasting it in, and there's a few things that we need to change in order for it to work properly. So first of all, there's a form that's not closed properly. That's because the input there is not closed properly. Naughty. Let's just save that. Let's just have a look and see how that looks. There, great. So you can see how the style of it is actually done quite well, and you could tweak this obviously and put it into containers and things, and if we just look at that, there you go. So as it gets a particular size, your navigation goes into a little drop down, which does need a bit of tweaking, to be honest, because it's not quite right, because this is still HTML and not actually converted into JSX. So for instance, class needs to be class name and things like that. So you can see that the Bootstrap's taken straight away. Now that's all great and that will work fine. Now the other thing that we can do here is we can actually use Bootstrap directly for React, and in order to do that we need to have a slightly different component there. So what we're going to do is we're going to import that first. Okay, so API, and we're going to import React Bootstrap. So this is actually a component that allows us to use the React components just like any other Bootstrap components, like any other React components. I'm just going to show you this in index.js once that's finished importing. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try an alert. Now you see here we've got an alert for React Bootstrap. There we go. So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Let's save that. Let's save everything. And go start. You should be able to see how that works. So we've got the alert being pulled in from React Bootstrap, and that should expose that as a component which we can do certain things with. There we go. Okay. And let's put a little bit of style on here. So I'm just going to set the variant, and again you can see that's been pulled in because that's from the alert. Success. Nice little green box. And let's also have alerts. Heading. Okay. And just have a look and see what that looks like. And there you can see that's in a proper green box now with the rounded borders and everything. That looks great. We probably could tidy that up a little bit. And again, if we're just following the standard Bootstrap, I'm just going to put that into a container div so it's just so it looks nice on the page. Sorts out all the padding and everything for us. There, that's much better. So you can see how all that works and fits together now. There we go. So hopefully that's been useful for you. If you want to very quickly get started, I'll leave some links in the description as well for Bootstrap and some of the other things that you can do with React and Bootstrap. And hopefully you'll be able to very quickly get started and make a website that actually looks very, very good very, very quickly.